Hello, welcome to our Wednesday webinar. Today you're going to see how to plan bathroom furniture like you see here in the preview. So our bathroom furniture consists of the bathroom base unit, the mirror cabinet, and the slatted panel. So I'm closing here the cutting list, and if there are any questions, just let me know in the chat or later on in the YouTube comments. So yeah, let's just get started, and we click on the File tab and start a new project. So we click on an eye on the top left corner and we deactivate the room and we activate the dimensions like this. And yeah, then let's just get started. We are starting with our first cabinet. So it has a width of 1700 millimeters. So we click on a dimension for the width, and you see on the bottom left corner the window is opening, and in here we type in 1700 and confirming it with enter. And the same with the height of the cabinet. The height should be 600. So we click on the height of the cabinet and type in 600 and confirming it with enter. So for this cabinet, we don't need a plinth. So we go on a drop-down menu for beneath cabinet and click on no plinth. And our back panel is not grooved. It should be, we are clicking here on the drop-down menu for the back panels. We want to have a flat back. All right. So the distance of the panel of the unit is 250. So we click here on a smart click for the cabinet. Then you see the circle menu is opening, and we click here on the icon distance to bottom. And you see on the bottom left corner, the window is opening, and here we type in 250 and confirming it with enter. Now we have it in the right position. And on the left side, we add a trim. So we click here on the drop-down menu for the trim on the left side and activate here the left one. And the width should be 35 millimeter and the offset is -20. So it will be, it's like flush to front. So also on top of the cabinet, we want to have a cover panel. And the cover panel has also an overlap to front of 21. All right, and now our next step. On the right side, we don't need a trim. Here we click on a smart click for the right corner. And here we want to have an open arc. And we click here on a dimension and type in 250. So you see the arc is for the top and bottom panel and later on also for the shelves, but not for the top panel. So therefore we need to double click the top panel. Then the top panel is opening in the editor. The window is now loading and opening in a few moments, like you see here. And Here we go in the editor tab, and here we click on a CHD button. Then a 2D DXF file is generated and automatically transferred to the QCAD. And here we click on the modification tools, and here we use the arc, and we have here a radius of 250, and we click on the bottom line and on the right line, and that is it. We click on save, and we close this window, and now we click import 3D DXF, and you see in the preview it's already here, and we close the editor window, and you see we have it also here. All right, then we are done with the cabinet, and we go from the cabinet tab to the dimension tab, and here we want to have 3 verticals, and we drag and drop them in this area, and they are already related in relation 1 to 1 to each other. But here on the right side, we want to have the same dimension like the arc. It's 250, and we are confirming it with enter. And the middle areas, they should be related in relation 1 to 2 to 1 to each other. That's why we click here on middle on 440. And here the window on the bottom left corner is opening. Here we type in 2, confirming it with enter. And now you see it's related in relation 1 to 2 to 1 to each other. And that is it. We drag and drop here 2 horizontals here on the left, on the right side. And you see we also get here the open arc. And then we click on the interior tab. Here we want to have an adjustable shelf on the left and on the middle right side. And then we click here on the front tab. And here we want to have on the left side a left door. On the right side, on the middle right side, a right door. The area on the right side will be open. And in the middle, we want to have 2 drawers. But before, we also click here on the drop-down menu and add here a sink. So we drag it and drop it beneath the area where we want to have it. And then we click here on the Material tab. And here we want to have a wash basin, like the LuxBat wash basin. We drag it and drop it on here. So before, we need to deactivate all parts of the group, because here the fronts also get this, but we will change it later on anyway. So that is all right. So I usually you don't have this LuxBat wash basin in your TrunCAD. So I just used researched in the web. I just drag it and drop it on here. I found it here, and I used the snipping tool to make a cutout, and then I saved this texture here in the TrunCAD folder, like you see here. Here's a LuxBat wash basin. It's here in the TrunCAD folder, in the texture folder, And here you can save it here anywhere. I saved it here in the kitchen folder, where you see it here, or here you see also different wash basins textures. So yeah, and you you can use like here this texture. Yeah, if you type in here in the filter kitchen and click on the sink and you click on the three dot button, then the window for the material sets gets opened, and here you click on the three dot button, and here you go to the texture, and then on the right folder, and here you can connect the texture. Yeah, and what is also important here, we need the raw length and raw width. Yeah, it would be here 605 and 365, and yeah, you click it in here. Yeah, you change this 605, and here raw width 365, and here we call it now um, looks bath wash basin. So I just check if I so yeah, and then we click here on save, and you see it here, and we copy it and paste it here, and then we save it again. And that's a way how to create new textures. So we close this window, so and now we type in the filter wash basin. Yeah, you see here we have the wash basin, the English version. So that is what I have done before, and that is now what I've done now. All right. So now we want to have also a different material for the cover panel. Here we want to have the Agar F800, and we drag it and drop it over here. And we go back to the front tab. Here in the middle, we want to have two drawers. And here we want to have the Movento. And we drag it and drop it in the middle section. So yeah, now we want to change the material as well. And therefore we go back on the material tab, and here we want to use the Agar F999. And we click all parts of the group and use here the 19 millimeter and drag it and drop it on here. Oh, I accidentally dragged and dropped it also over the wash basin. So in the handles, we want to have the white we drag it and drop it over here. So that is how we want to have it. And now we are continuing with our mirror cabinet. And therefore we click here on the cabinet tab and go in the drop-down menu for the cabinet. And the mirror cabinet has also a width of 1700 and the height is 700 millimeter and the depth is 250 millimeter. And we drag it and drop it on a smart click here on the top left corner on the back. And then it's snapped above our bathroom base unit. So, okay, here there it's a bit too big. Need to click here again. That are zero numbers too much. So we want to have 700 like this. And here we click on a smart click for this cabinet and we change the distance to bottom from 0 to 400 and confirming it with enter. And then we deactivate the plinth. So we click on beneath cabinet on a drop-down menu and click on no plinth. So the back panel is also flat. So we click on a drop-down menu for the back panel and click on flat. And on the left side, we also want to have the trim on the left side. Should be also the width of 35. And then we go on the division tab. We also add here 3 verticals. Here on the right corner, we click here again and click on Open Arc. And we change the dimension for the arc also to 250, confirming it with Enter. So here we click also on a smart click on the top left, on the top right corner, and we let the horizontal passing. And the same for the bottom. Yeah, you see here we have the gap for the side. So we click here also on a smart click and let the horizontal passing. And we change this, the dimension for the right area also to 250 and confirming it with Enter. All right. So here we also have the relation 1 to 2 to 1 to each other. So we click here on the middle area and type in number 2, confirming it with Enter. And then it's the same like the base unit. We are going now to the interior tab. And here we want to have 2 adjustable shelves. We can drag it and drop it in every area, or if we drop it on vertical, then we get them for all areas in this cabinet. That is what we want to have in this case. And yeah, then we go further to the front tab and we want to have here a right door, and on the left side, a left door. And in the middle, we want to have also a left door, but here we also want to have a mirror. I accidentally uh, attached or always a mirror, so we need to delete it. So we click here on the smart click to delete the mirror. It was accidentally activated, but it doesn't matter. We can delete it and drag and drop it again. So you see it here, yeah. We have here the mirror. Later on, we will use a glass texture. I am showing to you. So click on the drop-down menu, make sure that the checkbox of the mirror is not activated, and use here the left door, and in the middle we use the mirror. The distance left, right, 0, top and bottom is 0. We drag it and drop it here. So we click on the drop-down menu for the doors again and deactivate the checkbox for the mirrors. Activate here the right door and drag it and drop it in here. And then we go on the material tab and we use the filter and type in glass. And we drag and drop now here a glass. Then you will see it's also a bit transparent. So we go on the front tab again. And here on the bottom, we also want to have here the right door on the right side. And then we choose here the left door for the left side. And in the middle, we want to have two more vento drawers. So, and we want to have the fronts also black for the top. And therefore we click here on the material tab. If you activate here all parts of the group for all cabinets, and you see here now all cabinets, that's all right. We are closing it. And then we are using here a different material. Then you see all fronts get here this material. Yeah. But in our case, we want to have the black material. So the Agar 999. And you see only on the top center, we have here the mirror with a glass. So we are going here on the eye, and I click here on the yellow cube to switch to the glass view. If you want here a lower drawer box, then you go on a glass view, go here on the front and a drop down menu for the drawers, and you can change the height to 100, and then you drag and drop a drawer here in the middle in the center, smart click, then it will be exchanged like you see here. So now we click here on eye again and click on a yellow cube again. So now we have well done our bathroom unit and our mirror cabinet, and now we add the slatted panel, and therefore we click here on a cabinet tab again, go on a drop-down menu for the cabinet, and the width should be 1000 millimeter, and the height is 2000 millimeter. The depth, it doesn't matter. We keep it like this. We will change it later on. Distance to the left is 1500 and distance to the back is 2500. And we drag it and drop it here on the left wall. So please make sure that your mouse arrow is exactly on the left wall here. And then our cabinet get here the position. Yeah, you see here distance to back 2500, distance to left 1500 millimeter. And here we have our cabinet, and here we click here on the eye again and click on a yellow cube to change the view. We don't want to have a row of holes in here. That's why we click on the interior tab and on the drop-down menu for the adjustable shelves. And here we click on group of holes. Yeah, then only 5 holes are there if we have a shelf. If we don't have it, we don't have any holes. So we go back to the cabinet tab and go on the drop-down menu for back and say, click on no back. And the same for the bottom panel, for the beneath cabinet, we click on the drop-down menu and click on no plinths. And we want to delete here the bottom panel. Therefore, we go here on a smart click on the right bottom or left bottom. And we see the circle menus opening, and here we click bottom panel delete. And we are doing the same with our top panel. So we click here on the smart click, the circle menu is opening, and we click on top panel delete. And then we are going from the cabinet tab to the division tab. And here we want to have 21 verticals. We just drag and drop them here in the area. You see the bottom panel and the top panel, what we deleted, the verticals are going to this, and we click here on the drop-down menu and we say vertical passing through top. Even if the top panel is deleted, it stops there. But if we activate passing through top and bottom, then they have the same links as a left and right panel. All right. And now we go back to the material tab and we drag and drop our agar material on here. We deactivate all cabinets. We keep activated the checkbox all parts of the group, and we drag it and drop it in here. And then we change the depth of the cabinet from 25 to 18, 19, or 20 millimeter, however you want to have it. And yeah, then we are well done. Last but not least, we click here on the eye and click on a gray cube to deactivate all the smart clicks. And if we click here on a yellow cube again, you can choose a different view. And if you click on the eye again and click on the top button to draw the room, then you see also the room. Yeah, if you click on the eye and click here on draw fronts, you can see our bathroom furniture with open fronts. If you click here again, you see it was visible doors, and if you click there again with visible drawers as well. And if you click there again, you see it with closed doors. All right, now we can also click here above the black cube on data export to load our cutting list. And yeah, then we are done. Yeah, if you click here on a three dot button, then also the list for all cabinets are opened. And here we can also change the name of the cabinets. How we call it here now, bathroom base unit. Here we type in mirror cabinet. And here we type in slatted panel. All right, that is it. And I thank you for your attention. And I'm looking forward to the next time. And take care. Bye bye.